very patient. He will wait a long time to take care of people. Remember, Azevedo has 30 knockouts, 30 KOs.
You know, we've been told Azevedo is a counterpuncher, runner. And look at him, flat-footed, right?
Will that style be changed just to fight Palomino? Is that some...
I really doubt that. I think maybe he thinks this is his shot at the title. He wants to take it to the man and possibly win the fight, win the title from him, not have it given to him.
Carlos won that title, beating Tracy in England, then faced Dave D. Green in one of the great fights we had here on CBS, defending that title. Only 2 times he's ever fought out of California.
This is that typical first round of any fight, especially a title fight. It's that feel him out round. See what you've got.
There is no 3 knockdown rule anyway in California.
No, that
get that.
Surprisingly, there never has been. Although some states do have it, like the state of New York has it. But according to WBC rules, the state of California does not realize the 3 knockdown rule.
Good right hand by the champion. He's quick.
He's quick. I reckon he's got all the talent. Maybe not the fast hands of Howard Davis, but I think definitely more punching power.
Now, Davey Green sort of forced the action and had Palomino in trouble. It doesn't look like Azevedo's forcing the action very much at all.
No, it doesn't. I'll tell you one thing. Davey Green kept saying to Palomino during that fight, you can't punch, you can't punch. And they woke him up after about 5 minutes of sleep in the 11th round.
Less than a minute left in round 1 of 15 for the welterweight championship of the world. The back is Carlos Palomino's. Tried to get up under.
He's got a pretty uppercut. He set Davey Green up with a right uppercut and then followed up with a picture-perfect left hook. That's one of his best weapons.
Azevedo has not lost in his last 15 fights. I'm not building his case. I'm just explaining to you why he's in there.
A wild punch by Palomino. I would think that Palomino should press him more. Keep him against the ropes where he can let loose with his body punches.
Gets in, gets out. Azevedo. Less than 10 seconds, and the crowd is sort of inhaling, just waiting for their champion to do something. Not in round 1. All right, 14 more to go for the welterweight championship of the world. Palomino and Azevedo hang close.
Incredible. The hundreds of blood vessels in your eyes can swell to 3, even 4 times their normal size when your eyes are tired, burning, itching. For relief of minor eye irritation, use Visine. In seconds, Visine shrinks swollen blood vessels down, down, down to normal again. Now they're soothed, relieved. They feel great, and there's no more red, so they look great. For tired, irritated eyes, Visine gets the red out.
Stats don't mean much in football, Jerry. What about the tail of the tape? Anything there that's outstanding?
Oh, they don't mean a lot there other than a couple things, the height and the reach and the age.
Palomino has 3 inches in reach. That's 1.5 inches on each arm if they're the same length, and we have to assume they are. The man from California. Got a new place at Huntington Beach, California, and he is the welterweight champion of the world.
We've got to give him a lot of respect for doing what he's done. Taking care of himself, and at tender age of 28, he's welterweight champion of the world.
He's also a graduate of Long Beach State College. He's a very good thinker.
He's the only present champion with a college degree.
Good fact. Round 2 now. Azevedo hasn't forced the action, and Palomino has seemed reluctant to do it himself. Now he's working to the body. Azevedo pulls it away.
Ooh, a little left hook he walked into running around there.
Very compact style. Not too much flourish with the champion.
Azevedo seems to be more of a safety-first fighter. else is puzzled with him. He doesn't really know what to do with the man. He gets inside, the guy ties him up, so he can't work to the body, and the guy's too slippery on the outside.
He is slippery. Azevedo moves it, tries to take it in and out. Not necessarily offensively, though. Referee is Dick Young in there. We've seen too much action so far tonight to go along with this. A minute left in round 2 of a championship fight, and the people want to see some action.
This is the one fight that that was thought might be this type of fight because of Azevedo's credentials. Seems to be Palomino's got a little look of anger in his eyes. He's not too happy with the way things are going.
He won the title going 12 to beat Tracy and 11 in knocking out Green. So, as we've said, Palomino will be cautious. Good right hand by Azevedo over the top.
They're in a record of some 80 fights. Azevedo is 19 of those fights have ended in a draw.
I heard that's because he was Brazilian fighting on the road down in South America. That was supposed to be the explanation.
I don't have an explanation, but 19 draws. So that's like kissing your sister. You know that.
All right, end of round 2. We'll be back in just a moment.
It's got 4 wheels and reflexes so quick it almost seems alive. It's perfectly balanced to perform and perform and perform. It's the wide-open sports car MG Midget. A moving experience. The lowest priced authentic sports car on the market. MG Midget. Strong, honest, fun, young. MG Midget. From British Leyland.
Introducing the new Remington XLR, the electric shaver that shaved as close as a blade. And to prove it, we're doing something spectacular. We're giving away a blade to compare it with. We guarantee the Remington XLR will shave you as close as a blade or your money back. Now that's really spectacular. The Remington XLR shaves as close as a blade or your money back.
Round 3, Carlos Palomino on the right. 28 years of age, came to this country from Mexico when he was 12, and he likes it. He's raising his family here. Oh, Azevedo, flurry's coming out.
Well, he got into a clinch with Palomino. Palomino was trying to fight his way loose and got met with a flurry of punches as a result of it.
Sometimes Palomino throws the left hook a little bit wily, though. Doesn't he leave it out?
And he does. It's for a guy that usually throws precision punches, I think he's a little bit hot at this guy's style. A good right hand by Azevedo, but did absolutely nothing to Palomino.
Palomino didn't even blink.
I think it just more or less excited him. He's getting into a fight.
Everaldo, Costa, Azevedo. He's in with the champion. Some people think Carlos will be there for a long time.
Well, I think he will, and without a doubt. He's going to have to step up his pace here right now. He's not using his left jab enough. He's not setting up his combinations.
His only loss, Palomino's, was August the 2nd of 1974. Andy Price beat him, and I don't know where he went.
Well, Andy Price, very funny, has beaten both the WBC and WBA welterweight champions right now, Pepino Cuevas and Carlos Palomino.
Third round action now. It'll pick up halfway through this third round action. Palomino now beginning to stalk Azevedo just a bit, moving closer to him all the time. Maybe he sized him up and sees what he thinks are total weaknesses. He doesn't need a lot.
But I would think that he should be throwing more body punches, setting up all of his punches with the left jab, but he's not using it.
The awkward style of Azevedo is tough because he doesn't do anything like the book. Less than a minute left in round 3. Right hand lead, and then he ties him up, Azevedo. He's a cute one, though. Loses the shoulders and moves away. Trying to get to the body. Carlos, ooh, left hook.
He finally got in a left hook to the body. He had to swing his way loose to get that shot out.
25 seconds left. The welterweight championship on the line. Palomino came in with the belt. Most people think he'll walk out with it.
I can't honestly believe that Azevedo can believe he can take that title doing what he's doing.
All right, the end of round 3. A few boos here because the action has been hot and heavy. And this one's going to pick up.
Heads are turning to Vitalis. Heads are turning.
Pardon me. Can I give you a lift?
Heads are turning to Vitalis.
Hey.
Heads are turning.
Don't I know you from somewhere?
Today's women are turning to men with shorter hair. That's why more men are turning to Vitalis for that clean together younger look. So use Vitalis and start some heads turning.
Excuse me, is the seat taken?
Heads are turning.
All right, we're back. Getting ready for round number 4. Jerry, does the champion always start this slowly? You've seen Carlos fight.
Well, he generally does start slow, but he's the opposition isn't doing a heck of a lot either, and it makes it very difficult. Makes it a very boring fight.
There's Howard Davis, unmarked. And, of course, the knockout winner earlier, a sensational knockout. Round 4 of 15 for the welterweight championship. Our cute 33-year-older, Everaldo Azevedo, is making the champion chase him, and Carlos Palomino isn't going to do anything very silly.
I hope you meant cute in style, because he's not the greatest looking fighter in my opinion.
Yeah, I meant style.
Okay.
He's been around. He once fought for the title with Arcari and lost that one.
That was
15.
That's right. That was the junior welterweight championship of the world, 140-pound limit.
Azevedo's biggest payday, $18,000. He goes back to Milano. He's living over in Italy now.
A good left hook to the body by Palomino. It's probably the most effective punch he's landed in this fight.
Palomino doesn't do anything extra, does he? He just saves it all, and it's short and sweet, I guess, when he gets it done. Good right hand.
He got hit a right hand that, as is obvious, Azevedo cannot punch. That didn't make him blink.
How'd he get 30 knockouts? Right hand by the champion went over the shoulder, but it might have hurt. Action. Minute 20 left in this, and there haven't been many solid punches in this fight, I'll tell you.
Well, it's styles make the fights, and these two guys have totally contradictory styles.
Palomino trying to get his wary opponent set up a little bit. I'll tell you, Azevedo avoids it like the plague. You can't avoid pro football, folks. You know that. And this Sunday it all starts. L.A. and Atlanta, Tampa Bay and Philadelphia, Washington the Giants, Detroit, Chicago, Green Bay and New Orleans, St. Louis and Denver, and summer will now be Dallas in Minnesota. And you'll be over in Rome getting your fight done with Galindez and Yaki Lopez, right, Jerry?
I'm going to enjoy that, but you know, that's a great starting game for the NFL.
All right. Closing seconds of round number 4. Palomino still very cautious.
I'm surprised. This guy hasn't shown any power at all. And I would think that by now that Carlos Palomino would just want to walk right through him. Keep his title his own way.
End of round 4.
Hey, Mom!
Oh, hiya, Sonny.
Stop sitting around, Mom. Let's take a ride in my new Ford pickup.
All right, let me drive. Hope I can handle it.
This is the one that's built tough, with Ford's exclusive twin I-beam suspension and a new 4-speed overdrive option.
Far out!
And special rust-fighting materials on underbody parts.
What you think, Mom?
You may think I'm off my rocker, but this Ford is tough.
93 out of 100 of all Ford trucks registered over the last 12 years are still on the job.
When you're a lifeguard, you practice all you can, because saving a few seconds may save a few lives. But now comes Miller time. Time to head for the best-tasting beer you can find. America's quality beer, Miller High Life.
If you've got the time, we've got the beer.
Round 5. Palomino on the left, the champion. Azevedo, the challenger. Elusive as all get out. He got hit with a hook that time.
Come over, did. Azevedo was moving away from it, so the punch didn't land effectively. So you notice there's a big crowd here for these two title fights. You know, the California fans are a little bit different than the New York fans in their respect to boxing. They like a winner. But just being a winner sometimes isn't good enough in the state of California. It's how you win.
Pretty good right hand by Azevedo, but I think they want action, and I sort of am with them. I think there should be more action, too, in a championship.
I agree with you. There's no question about they want action, but they want action all over the United States, all over the world when it comes to boxing. But fans, they're different areas, different environments.
Ooh, good stiff jab by the champion after taking 2 or 3 in a row from Azevedo. Palomino will be patient, though, we've told you, and he'll measure this thing every way he can.
He stepped a little too close. He tried to set up his combination, but set himself up a little too close to his opponent.
He's making somewhere around $125,000 for this fight, for this title defense.
You notice they got a tug-of-war there, pushing match, and Palomino was much the stronger of the two. But that isn't selling much for the action in here.
Azevedo is a real spoiler. There's no doubt about that. The style is incredibly awkward, but effective.
Without question, as I break it down right now, Palomino's not hitting him, period. There's not a lot happening in the fight.
Palomino's head snapped back just a bit. I couldn't tell if that was from a punch or not.
That's a sneak right hand that Azevedo's been throwing once in a while. He has been landing it. In fact, he's landed the better punches in this fight. How few of them have been thrown.
10-point must system. And this is a championship. So Azevedo's going to have to come out and really fight. Of course, Palomino's the one that's got the title. Azevedo moving in and out now. More here in this 5th round.
What it looks like to me is Palomino's trying to end this fight with one punch, and every punch he's throwing is throwing with power, trying to get rid of this guy when he should be setting it up for the combination.
Right hand didn't make the champion do much more than blink. 15 seconds left in the 5th round of 15 for the welterweight championship of the world. Palomino's having a frustrating evening, I'll tell you that.
Well, he figured this might be a little easier fight than his last two.
All right, we're looking for the action to pick up, and Carlos Palomino says he will guarantee that. Hang tough.
Now here's the word on Sears' new thumbs-up corduroy jeans. As in a tough corduroy that grows old beautifully. As in a perma-pressed corduroy that resists wrinkling and bagging. As in long-time neatness and true jean comfort. As in only $12, new thumbs-up jeans in a tough corduroy that grows old beautiful. Only at Sears.
Eileen Eaton, 35 years in boxing promotion, and the New York Boxing Writers back, I think, 10 years ago in '67 called her the promoter of the year, and it may be more than that. She is something for boxing, isn't she, Jerry?
She sure is, and she's a great business lady, a great lady, and one of the most respected boxing people around the world.
They call her a Tiger Lady, too. She's tough.
Oh, she can control you.
Round Palomino still trying to figure out this style and its lack of one that might be Azevedo's big plus right now.
In my opinion, the Palomino just start ripping. Push this guy against the rope, start banging in that body.
The thing is, with a 30 knockouts, you wonder if maybe he can hurt you and upset the cart.
Well, you never know if you don't find out.
Palomino took up boxing in the Army to keep from peeling potatoes and working in food service. Turned out to be a pretty good vocation for him.
Not too bad when you can be welterweight champion of the world.
A lot of potatoes.
Potato peeler to champion.
147 pounds. Azevedo's 145 and a half. Palomino has 5 years on the minus side of the ledger. Azevedo 33.
I don't understand Palomino's corner's instructions to him. They should be telling him to go out and rip this guy out of here. Nothing is happening. I don't think he's being given the proper instructions.
115 in round number 6. We've seen some barn burners here, I'll tell you, at the Olympic Auditorium today.
Gil Clancy sitting back here, and when he saw Palomino throw right to the body, he said, there you go, that's what you got to do.
That's what you've been saying. You ought to work to the body and slow down those feet.
That's it. Bang that right hand into the body. That's exactly what he's got to do. Maybe he's going to start doing that now.
Azevedo is tying him up and frustrating the champion like gangbusters, and the crowd is really beginning to chant. 30 seconds left in round 6, and they're wrestling now in the center of the ring.
Azevedo looked like he had a death grip on it.
Three wins, and Palomino has 16 knockouts, so he can take you out very quickly.
Here for a long time, too.
Hitting at the bell, Azevedo gets in his final licks, and Palomino gets ready for round number 7. So do we.
I asked for it, I got it, Toyota.
I needed a car to get me from California to Boston where I go to school. So I had to have a car with fantastic gas mileage. Naturally, I got a Toyota Corolla 2-door custom sedan. And I had to have a dependable car. Naturally, I got a Toyota. If you're going cross-country or cross-town, it's only natural to look at a Toyota.
Hey, if you can find a better built small car than a Toyota, buy it.
You asked for it, you got it, Toyota.
Carlos Palomino. What are McCoy and those people telling him over there?
I don't really know, but the instructions haven't been the best so far. I would have him out there ripping that right hand to the body to bring back the left hook.
It's an 18-foot ring, which is in between. It's not the smallest, not the largest, but he's got to cut it down and get this guy pinned somewhere and do the job. Or does he like this fight in the center of the ring?
He should be pushing a guy against the ropes. You know that. I know that. And I would think that he would know that.
Time to gamble, even if you're the champion. Carlos Palomino.
Surprisingly enough, the great white founder back here, Gil Clancy, had Azevedo winning the fight.
Could be.
He's outsmarting him.
It's not over, though. We are less than halfway through. Azevedo now coming to make more contact, and that's what Carlos may be looking for.
His contact is kind of a hit-and-run thing now. He has no intentions of getting hit.
I can't fault him for that.
No, I guess you can't.
Coming down on 2 minutes, the exchange in the center of the ring. No combinations by Palomino. Does that surprise you?
Totally. I'm surprised completely at his work.
He's worked out well.
Give the other man credit, though, you know. The guy's a superior boxer. A good defensive man.
Carlos just dug the belly with the left hand.
You should be doing that all the time. You're throwing that body shot. You're throwing it anywhere. You're going to connect someplace.
Azevedo hitting once and then tying up. Carlos getting a little bit frustrated, isn't he?
I don't think he's really frustrated. I think he's getting mad. You hear the crowd screaming and yelling in there, but those fighters don't hear anything. They're trained to concentrate on the fight. If they're not concentrating on that fight, you can get hurt.
Oh, good right uppercut. Palomino on the chin of Azevedo.
He's still throwing one punch at a time. He's trying to end this fight with one punch, and it's not going to happen.
Tried to get him on the ropes, and Azevedo got off and ties him up again. Less than a minute left in round 7. But when Palomino turns it on, it lights up the whole building.
We're going to see some action before this fight's over.
No words exchanged yet, at least those that we can hear or understand, I guess. 30 seconds left in round 7. The welterweight championship is on the line. Right hand by Palomino. One at a time, as you said.
Everything one punch, one punch. Never combination. Never even two punches together.
Seconds left in round 7. We'll be back with more action for the Olympic Auditorium in Los Angeles after this word from your local station.
This is CBS.
Take a look at Zody's. Zody's brings you the famous Fisher AM/FM stereo component system at only $249. Yes, Fisher, including stereo receiver with 10 watts of power, automatic record changer with bass and dust cover, 2 3-way speakers with 10-inch woofers. This is the famous Fisher stereo system at a Zody's price buster, just $249. Proof that quality costs less at Zody's.
Yes, Zody's serves you better every way.
Europe's most successful new car in history comes to California. Introducing Fiesta, now imported from Germany by Ford. Fiesta. Precision rack and pinion steering. 0 to 50 in an average of 9.1 seconds. The traction of front-wheel drive and more rear seat leg room than any imported or domestic car of its kind. Fiesta.
Test drive the new Ford Fiesta at your Southern California Ford dealers.
Natural gas terminal gets go-ahead. Details at 11.
Round number 8, and they're back at the same thing in the center of the ring. Tom Brookshire with Jerry Quarry. Jerry, unofficially, how do you see it after 7?
It all depends upon how you're looking at it, how you're scoring it. If you're being maybe an amateur specialist in the amateur rules, maybe Azevedo will be winning. He's better defensive man, better technician. He's landed the better shots in the fight, but now if you're the pro judge, then you're going to give it to the champion. He's forcing the fight. He's the aggressor. He's making the fight.
10-point must system, though. The challenger who lands and ties up again could win it on a decision. Not likely.
It could. I find that very difficult. When you don't fight, you can't take a title.
Palomino missing with a lunging left.
I know Palomino wanted to say an easier fight after fighting Armando Muniz and David Green in 2 wars. He fought 2 wars with those men. He wanted something that might be a little bit easier. I think he'd much rather fight Muniz or Green than to fight a difficult tactician such as Azevedo.
Excellent point. They're still tied up in there. 1:30 left in round 8. This might go 15 after all. It's for the championship, the welterweight championship. 147 and down. Did that right hand make it?
No, it didn't land, but he was countered with a good hook in the process of throwing that one.
Palomino keeps the gloves open a lot, Jerry. Does he close them on impact?
Well, yeah, he closes on impact. It's more to keep your body relaxed.
Going to the midsection, perhaps a little low, but Palomino's trying anything now.
I think it landed right on the belt line. A lot of people classify it low, but that belt is legal. It's below the belt that hurt.
Obviously, he would have trained with people that were elusive, getting ready for this championship fight.
Well, he didn't have anybody to fight this cagey then, did he?
That's the reason Azevedo's in there.
That's right.
Everaldo. Azevedo is fighting for the championship of the world. 15 seconds left in round 8.
Every move.
Survived, huh?
Every move that Palomino makes, there's a reaction from Azevedo to it.
Whatever you do, that look just comes through. It's confidence, confidence. Millions of people each day help keep themselves dry the sure way. Take off your coat, America. Take off your coat to show.
Sure keeps me so dry, I can take off my coat with confidence. Most sprays go on wet and oily. Sure goes on dry and helps keep me dry all day.
Take off your coat to show.
Saturday at 4:30, CBS Sports Spectacular presents live the WBA Light Heavyweight Championship with the hard-hitting defending champion Victor Galindez taking on third-ranked Yaki Lopez. And live coverage of the Woodward Handicap from Belmont Park in New York. That's Saturday at 4:30 on the CBS Sports Spectacular.
Just one shot. Carlos Palomino to your left must be thinking if he could just line up Azevedo for one to get this title fight on the way, and he's got the belt. Azevedo right now might be leading on the judges' books.
This is a hard fight to judge, as I stated. Do you go for the tactics of one man or the aggressiveness of the other?
You talked to Carlos, didn't you, during the week? He seemed ready for a fight, no?
Well, I was talking to him. He seems like he wanted to really get out there to get this guy out of there. But he's having a very difficult time. Azevedo is not that easy a man to fight.
Right hand by Azevedo.
He's throwing a couple punches. You notice when he threw the right hand, his right leg went completely forward into where he changed his stance and everything.
Palomino working to the body. Only twice. Trying to keep him in the corner, and Azevedo gets out and moves back into the center.
And totally frustrates Palomino.
Champion has to take on all comers. Sweet right hand.
Good right hand. Again, did not bother Palomino, but it is scoring.
Dick Young talked to the two fighters. What did he say?
Gave Azevedo a warning for holding behind the head.
Palomino getting a little bit desperate. Just threw a left hand that didn't mean much.
Well, every time he gets close, the other man ties him up. And, hey, that can be frustrating. Those are the kind of fighters that you just have to keep ripping to the body, and he's not doing it at all. Rip from the outside if you have to.
Action in the 9th round for the welterweight championship of the world here in Los Angeles. 45 seconds left, and Palomino has chased Azevedo, but he doesn't catch him very often and hasn't landed many telling blows.
Palomino's also letting himself be tied up inside. He releases his right arm and lets the man grab it and pull it through and hold it. So it's his own fault, too. They're having a wrestling match without Azevedo trying to hang on over there.
Doing a pretty good job of it.
I'm very surprised that Dick Young has not warned him for lack of action and too much holding on, too much clinching.
5 seconds left.
Young is a good referee.
All right, let's go to Brent Musburger and Chico Vijar and get your analysis, gentlemen.
Chico, over in Carlos's corner, there's great concern. Now, you fought welterweight. What's his problem? He's frustrated. He doesn't have any confidence in himself. He doesn't know whether to throw the punch or to pull a punch back, and he looks bad. You know, that title may be slipping away from him.
Why would a champion be unwilling to follow through with a punch?
Because the other man has him off balance. That is, Azevedo's a very awkward man to fight, and he has to get fired up. Even if he has to become a bully, he has to do something.
So the style is causing him trouble here.
Definitely so.
All right, well, over here, obviously, Chico's got the challenger ahead on points. Now let's go back to ringside. Tom Brookshire and Jerry Quarry.
All right, Brent. Thank you, Chico, very much. You're absolutely right, though. The thing that Carlos Palomino has to do now is become a little bit of the McGee. He's got to go out there and do the job. He's got to go out and force this fight.
He's got to go become the animal that Eddie Lopez says he was.
Round number 10. 15 rounds for the welterweight championship of the world. One man's going to make $18,000 on your right. Palomino will take home 125 G's and up.
I just don't understand Carlos. He should be ripping those both hands to the body from the outside, anything.
Chico mentioned confidence. Is Palomino normally a very confident young person?
I disagree with Chico in the fact that saying it's confident. He just doesn't know what the heck to do. He's a confident fighter, there's no question about that.
Right hand lead gets in by Azevedo, and it landed pretty hard.
So why doesn't he follow it up rather than clinch it?
Probably thinks better of it. Going to the bodies, Palomino. There is a tempo with fighters, and Palomino's right now is disturbed, isn't it?
His rhythm is totally out of sync.
I'd like to see his biorhythmic count and see what he was supposed to be doing today other than fighting. 130 left.
I know the other man isn't supposed to be fighting either.
Challengers on your right. Azevedo, a Brazilian fighting out of Italy. His biggest fight ever. And Palomino is numero uno.
He's the WBC welterweight champion of the world, and certainly not fighting like it right now, Tom.
1 minute left in round 10. Dick Young got some action. Azevedo still on the bicycle, then he ties up. Right hand lead, almost connected, solid. The second time that Palomino's thrown in the fight, and it almost landed where he wanted it to. The hook to the body by the champion.
Almost counts in horseshoes and hand grenades, Tom. He's not doing a lot of good out here in his ring. He's got to start getting mean, and it's not going to, he's going to lose the title.
Well, Azevedo is fighting a heck of a fight. We shouldn't lose back to that. Into round 10.
Kathy, my dandruff shampoo.
We're out, Ted. Try my beauty shampoo. Smell nice?
Yeah, but a beauty shampoo for my dandruff?
Your hair is very attractive.
It is.
So you use my shampoo every time?
Honey, I have dandruff.
Mine controls dandruff as well as yours, maybe better.
Prove it.
Head and Shoulders, I fooled you.
You're tricky, but very smart.
Head and Shoulders, strong against dandruff, gentle on your hair.
Well, 10 rounds are now history, as they say. Chico Vijar, this is your weight classification. Jerry, why don't you guys get us together and see what is going on? Is he going to steal the title?
The champ has to carry the fight to the challenger now.
He's got to take it. He's going out. He's not forcing the fight at all. He's letting himself be tied up in the clinches and not being able to work himself loose. It's his fault. He should be banging from the outside to the body and making the fight go.
Palomino, taking your advice, went to work and got some cheers out of this crowd.
Oh, they've told him that he's losing the fight and that he's got to get out there and fight. I think one of the things he must do is refuse to permit them to be tied up in the clinches.
Yeah, well, that's right. The referee's not going to do anything about it if Palomino's not going to do anything about it.
Well, basically, though, Carlos is a counterpuncher, and if nobody comes to counter, you have to change your style, right?
That's correct.
And he hasn't been doing that.
Hey, Azevedo should get an E for effort. Takes a right hand by Carlos, who's chasing him now.
So there's the one punch again. And no combinations, everything one punch at a time, trying to end the fight with one.
Azevedo's a very awkward man to fight.
Somebody I wouldn't want to fight. But if I had to fight him, Chico, I'd be on top of him.
You'd have to.
Stay on top.
You can't let him rest. You can't let him rest. Now he's working.
Less than two. This is the round that he knocked Davy Green out over in England.
He should be punching once they get close to each other. He should be punching. His hand should be moving now, not just laying there.
.130 left in round 11. The welterweight championship. It's on the line.
And it definitely is on the line. Azevedo with his safety first attitude is piling up some points.
Oh, right hand, but it wasn't a full one.
No damage done with that punch, Tom. Those body punches are hurting him. He should be doing this the whole fight.
This is what he has to do. He's getting fired up. He's got to.
Palomino now warming to this task.
He's got to keep punching. He just can't stop and land him, man.
Take advantage of the other man's mistake.
The crowd is sensing perhaps an upcoming eruption.
A hopeful eruption, you know that, Chico.
I'll tell you something. There's something about the underdog challenge here that has to grab you a little bit. Azevedo's come in with 33 years behind him. A lot of fights. You can see he hasn't won all of them, and I'll tell you, he's done a heck of a job.
Yes, he is.
He is one awkward man to fight, and this kind of man you just have to stay on top of.
Well, you know, when you have the title, when you're fighting for the title, you can certainly rise to the occasion.
5 seconds left in round 11. Palomino on the move. They go back, and Azevedo looks pretty fresh. Carlos still looks frustrated. The fact that Azevedo had 9 brothers and 3 sisters, do you think the family fights got him ready for this? He's doing a heck of a job.
Well, he's doing a great evasive job with Palomino. He's trying to take the title.
Oh, he's still carrying the fight to Palomino, and that's the problem.
Well, let's say you're scoring the fight now, right? You're 2 former fighters and great ones. You're scoring the fight. Let's be honest. Do you think right now that Azevedo would have the edge on the 10-point system?
At this point, I'd say it's extremely close. It is. The next 3 and 4 rounds can be the difference.
That's exactly what I would say, because you've got 2 different styles out here. You can judge it one way or judge it another. It all depends upon what the judges are thinking.
Now, we don't know about Azevedo, but we do know that the champion, Carlos Palomino, is a tremendous finisher. He's a thoroughbred stretch runner, and he likes to finish fights once and for all late in the round.
Well, he knows he has to finish this fight strong. He's a proud man, and he wants to be a great champion. And the title's at stake.
Looks like they want each other now. Round 12, and they had to get the referee out of the way. Dick Young almost got
ready
over.
to work down.
12th round. Either fighter marked or cut, seldom hit.
Good left jab by Azevedo there.
Just from the carryover from the Little Red Danny Lopez fight, you know what I mean? That's the intensity is gone that was in that fight.
It's very difficult, but I mean, anything can happen. One punch now can bring the intensity back. We're just hoping to see it, that's all. Again, he's letting the guy take the pace away from him.
You know, we kind of forget that this is a boxing match. I mean, you got two men trying to outsmart one another. You know, in England, they would probably enjoy this match a little more than here.
Well, the amateur rules, there's no question Azevedo should be leading because of his defensive tactics and the fact that he's been a better fighter.
And yet people say that Carlos Palomino is the complete fighter. But I think you have to go to him a lot, don't you?
I think maybe we've learned that maybe he's not got it all yet.
He took Stracy out for the title and almost retired him. Now he's going to work.
Look at it. Azevedo does not like it to the body, and he's not throwing him enough.
Unpopular but wise.
Palomino may be getting a little bit too tight now, you know. Tightening up, he wants to get in and do it all in one punch, and he's not going to do it.
Dick Young just gave Azevedo a little warning for clinching. Again.
No.
Oh, good right hand by
good left hook, too.
Palomino. I think he bothered him a little bit with that punch.
Yes, he did.
Azevedo looked like that one did bother him, and he slowed down a lot.
Beautiful right.
He's got to just keep ripping.
29 seconds left in round 12. Is Azevedo going to get out of this one?
Yeah, he'll survive this round. No question about that because he covers up well. But this may be the key to what Palomino's needed to do this entire fight.
Palomino has found the range with Azevedo. End of round 12, and looks like we got one going.
The Dutch Masters buyers are in France for the international auction of rare African Cameroon tobacco. There are two secrets they must keep to win some of the best leaf for Dutch Masters. The exact leaf they want and the price they'll pay.
That's a nice color.
When their bid is opened by the French auctioneers, they'll learn if they've won some of the best.
Acheteur Dutch Masters.
Taste the taste the world competes for in a Dutch Masters Cameroon whiff. There really are masters at Dutch Masters.
Enter the CBS Viewer's Choice $250,000 sweepstakes. Grand prize $10,000 and a '78 Diamond Jubilee Ford Thunderbird. Also 4 '78 Ford Fairmonts, 5 '78 Ford Fiestas, 100 GE Broadcast Control VIR color TVs, 100 Emerson Recording Studios, thousands more prizes. See September 17th TV guide for the CBS sweepstakes.
He hasn't been going there earlier, ripping to that down.
He's ready to go to work.
Has he found the range? We'll find out now.
They told him to go out and carry the fight.
That's it, rip that belly. It doesn't like it at all to the body, and that's where Palomino's going to keep his title.
Tom Brookshire with Jerry Quarry and Chico Vijar. We're at ringside in Los Angeles. Welterweight championship. And Palomino's after him in round 13.
I think at this point, more than ever, he wants to keep that title, and he's going to see that he does something about it.
Well, it's his title, and the other man's got to take it away, but the other guy was doing a good job of it.
Yes, he was.
Azevedo is really red around the face now. Carlos has found the range.
He's starting to rip, but he's got to get into those ribs some more.
In a clinching fight by the challenger, but it's been effective. He's made it through 13 or into the 13. 2 minutes left.
He's putting on enough pressure so the challenger doesn't have a chance to go on the offense.
The challenger does not like it to the body at all. You see, he's just doing a complete cover-up, and he doesn't want to be hit. So I don't know if anybody really wants to.
Azevedo's nose is bleeding slightly, but not many marks on him. Young warns the challenger again.
There's the body shot. That's the place to take it.
He's putting that left hook right into the midsection. There's another right. He's got him hurt. He's got him hurt.
He's ripping the one spot the guy doesn't want to get hit.
A minute left. Azevedo's holding on now, and Young keeps repeatedly telling him he's got to stop clinching.
He can't take too much more of this.
No, in fact, he may stop it. He's looking at him with a very wary eye right now.
Palomino really beginning to work to the body.
Those legs are definitely showing their age right now, Tom.
Palomino, a man who has a BA degree, has an educated jab, too.
I don't know. It's very funny. It took him 12 rounds to get educated about this fight.
10 seconds left in round 13. But we've got 14 and 15, and the welterweight championship is on the line.
We have assembled here a most congenial group brought together by the love for a truly great beer. Right, group?
Right.
It's light beer from Miller. Right, group?
Right.
They think the best thing about it is it's less filling. It has a third less calories than their regular beer. Right, group?
Right. Wrong. The best thing about it, it tastes great.
No, Horny, it's less filling.
Says who?
Says me.
Hey, take it from me. It tastes great. Who are you?
You won't think this fight is no joke when you come to and your nose is broke.
No wonder you don't get no respect. I tell you, I don't deserve no respect.
You still don't know nothing about beer.
I thought I threw you out of the sport last year. I feel very strongly both ways. I never argue.
Hi, Mickey.
Hi, doll.
What's a nice guy like you doing in a fight like this?
Waiting for you, doll.
Hey, look at that. Waiting for us. I still don't know why they wanted me to do this commercial.
Light beer from Miller. Everything you always wanted in a beer and less.
Palomino, the champion, on the left, and he is fighting the range in the 14th. He has only had to go 15 rounds one time in his career. And we're in 14 now.
Tom, Jerry, I think this fight may very well be stopped.
All right, the guy doesn't look like he wants to continue right now. He may try to gut it out and say, I lasted it, but he doesn't like the body, and I know Palomino's going to go back to that body.
The referee had quite a session with his trainers, with Azevedo's trainers in the corner.
You look at Howard. Oh, my. Can you believe this?
Dick Young has had to do that so many times. Will that affect the judging?
It's going to hurt Azevedo, no question about that.
It really should.
You're right, I agree with you.
He's still cagey, but he doesn't want any more of that down to the boiler room, huh?
For the people, the laymen that don't know boxing, this is a defensive technician. That's what Azevedo is. He's done very well at it. He's 33 years of age, and he just lasted 14 rounds, at least at this juncture, with one of the best welterweights in the world, as is very obvious. He has the title.
Palomino just walked through a light right hand and went right back to the body. He is some kind of a body puncher.
That he is. He won the title from John Stracey, banging to that body.
Halfway through round 14. And only one round away from this fight going the distance for the welterweight title.
A right hand to the body. Just an easy right hand bothered him there.
Palomino will remember this fight. Very awkward opponent.
You know he will. He has taken command of the fight with the last 3 rounds. No question about that.
Azevedo came in to do what he had to do to survive and has done it pretty well.
But you don't win titles surviving.
Well, Jerry, I think he's running out of gas, and that's about it.
Right.
Over the first 9 or 10 rounds, he had the condition going with him, too, a little energy, but now he's out of gas.
It's a sprint now. Palomino trying to catch up with it. It's a retreat.
I'm really surprised if Carlos didn't start really working that body earlier in the fight. He wouldn't have had to go this far.
Dick Young breaks him again.
Listen, 33 against one of the great welterweights. Azevedo's done a good job.
10 seconds left in round 114. This title fight is going to go 15 rounds, or at least into it. Palomino's got him.
Does keeping your car clean help make it last longer?
Dirt makes moisture cling to metal, causing rust, and rust ages your car fast.
So be sure to clean those nooks and crannies where rust forms. It's just as important to clean the parts that don't show as it is to clean the parts that do. Learn more about how to help your car last in the Car Fix-Up book, free at participating Shell dealers. Come to Shell for answers.
Next Saturday at 4:30, CBS Sports Spectacular presents live the WBA Light Heavyweight Championship with the hard-hitting defending champion Victor Galindez taking on third-ranked Yaki Lopez. And live coverage of the Woodward Handicap from Belmont Park in New York. That's next Saturday at 4:30 on the CBS Sports Spectacular.
Carlos. What would have been the odds on the welterweight championship going 15 rounds when Carlos Palomino is the champion? Azevedo has come to fight and tried to steal it, and now he's in trouble.
Well, he'll last out this last round. He got too much pride not to.
Well, this is Azevedo's last hurrah, and he got a shot at the title, and that's a great thing, a great accomplishment.
Doing comparatively well until Palomino realized what kind of attack was needed to take this thing.
Don't you think his style explains those 19 draws that he had?
You know, it does now. Looking at it, you can imagine he just fights good enough to survive and good enough to stay even.
To make everybody look bad.
To stay alive.
Great. The last round. As Chico Vijar said, the last hurrah, perhaps, for Azevedo.
Palomino is still frustrated, however. Just can't do what he wants to do. He knows what he has to do and how to do it, but, well, what he should do, but not how to do it.
Well, you know, Chico, he'll learn that in time.
He's only been fighting since 1972. Palomino is 28. He got a late start because of the service. You're right, Jerry. He's got a lot to learn yet.
Right, he's got all the tools. And we thought, at least I thought he was a lot closer to being the complete fighter that he is. But he had a difficult opponent here to test it. And this will make him a much better fighter even in the future.
By all means.
Less than a minute and a half now. 1:20 on the clock. A championship belt. Must feel awfully good, and Palomino wants it.
I can't believe that the way this man is punching. He runs around the ring just to grab. I realize he's tired and he's fought 15 rounds, but this is a world title fight.
Palomino just digging to try to get away.
When you're exhausted, there's not much you can do. You don't really think very clearly.
That's true.
Palomino is an extremely clean fighter, though, isn't he? He hasn't butted or elbowed or done anything that frustration usually brings out.
He's a gentleman. Yes, he is. He's a champion. And in my opinion, he's going to stay a champion.
I think in future fights, you're going to see this man in some exciting fights. He's a perfect fighter.
He's got an awful lot of ability, Chico.
This is one of the trials of your trade, fighting a guy who makes you look bad. It happens. It happens to the greatest athletes.
5 seconds left. The 15th and final round of a strange fight. And now we'll wait for that decision. And the bell had a finality ring, ring, ring to it that time. Here in the Olympic Auditorium in Los Angeles. Palomino went away shaking his head. We want to thank Tony Verna for giving us the great shots in the truck for the last 3 hours. Bernie Hoffman for doing such a great job of putting us into the right environment to do our jobs here. And, of course, Jack Whitaker and Brent Musburger and Chico Vijar. It's great to have you with us, and we appreciate it so much.
Nice to be here.
Chico's been super. We've had a great fight card. I mean, it's a little slow with this one, but we had Danny Lopez retain his featherweight championship with a 7th round knockout over Jose Torres. We had a third-round knockout by Howard Davis over Turi Pineda, a one-round knockout by Michael Spinks.
That was a shocking thing. Mike Spinks came out and did that very quickly.
Big shock. We had also the 5th consecutive win for Big John Tate, the Olympian heavyweight.
And then we had the most frustrating fight, I'm sure, that Carlos Palomino hopes he will ever have to go through. But for a classic boxer to have to go in and nickel and dime, it was tough for him.
It was a lesson learned, though. Chico, you got to admit, he learned an awful lot from this fight.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have the result, and it is a unanimous decision. John Thomas judging 147-140. Vince Delgado judging 147-139. Referee Dick Young 145-140. Still the welterweight king.
He's the winner.
Carlos Palomino.
Carlos Palomino. He's got it. And so, the night of champions. And for all of us here at CBS, this is Tom Brookshire saying so long from Los Angeles, California.
The Night of the Champions has been sponsored by Light Beer, everything you always wanted in a beer and less. Ford Truck. See the all-new Ford Bronco at your Ford dealer on October 7th. And by Head & Shoulders, the shampoo that's strong against dandruff, gentle on your hair.